Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Younes Talks Football. I hope all of you are doing well. Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. Get the seatbelts in. You're going to want to strap in for this one. Yeah, you're going to want to hold on to your seats for this one. He's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. Although I want to try and bring as much clarity as I can to this, right? So without further ado, go and check out video number 1. If you didn't catch it already, make sure you're there. Much appreciated. And now let's get into what has happened. We've got an update on the 3 Musketeers, right? The 3 Musketeers being Ekitike, Gittens and Maignan. And we've got others. So it's going to be a jam-packed video. Let's get rolling. Starting off with Ekitike. Ekitike. Here it is. Chelsea value Ekitike in the £67 million range, whereas Frankfurt demand £84 million. A full agreement before Tuesday isn't ruled out, but as of today, there's been 0 contact or offer this weekend. So that's about Ekitike, right? We also have this from Fabrice Hawkins. A deal has not progressed for Ekitike despite meetings. Chelsea still considering him, but Frankfurt want their 100 million euros. I have to say, look, if this is the case and Chelsea are valuing him at 67 and they're happy to pay 67, I actually agree. I would not go a penny above it, personally. But I also do feel like we're in a situation where we need another striker here. And Osmen is not happening. Gyökeres is not happening. No one else is really available on the market. We've got the lap, but is that enough? Playing Champions League, 4 competitions. No, we need to have a squad that has 3 strikers in it. 3. Maignan is going to be going off on loan. Just Jackson and Delap does not do it. It's not enough. It's not enough to go the entire season and compete at the highest level and actually compete. Not just participate, but compete. Nah, we need a third. We need a third. I agree, 67 million for a player of his quality, what he can bring, his age, I would not go above that. I think that's a fair valuation, personally. Some would argue it's still too much. I would sympathize with that. But I wouldn't go above 67, bro. Frankfurt are deluded. If they're thinking they're going to get 100 million euros, 84 million pounds for Ekitike, come on, man. Have a day off. Have a day off. Yeah? What is this? So that's the latest with Ekitike. That's as far as it's gone. It's not progressed any further than that. And the deadline, this is why we're all talking about, the date today is the 8th. Tuesday is the deadline, it seems, in order to get the signings through the door, in order to register those players for the Club World Cup, because the competition starts on the 15th. They need to fly out with the team. We're going to go fly into the States. This all needs to be done in the next 48 hours. Max. If not, it's going to have to go after the World Cup. You know, or well, when the transfer window opens again, because the transfer window shuts on the 10th and then it opens on the 16th, isn't it? But even once the competition's begun, we're going to be at the competition, you know, and what, trying to do deals? I mean, yeah, we can do that, but it's not ideal. Do you know what I mean? So, look, we will see what happens. But Ekitike, that's the latest. It's not budged at all. So you may ask, what's happened to Gittens then? Bring out the next guy, right? Gittens, you're next, right? Take to the stand. Let's talk about you now. Well, let's talk about him. Here's the latest on Gittens. Fabrizio earlier on said Chelsea have submitted initial bid in excess of 35 million euros for Jamie Bino Gittens in the last hours. No agreement with BVB Dortmund yet, but deal on. While Jamie agreed personal terms with Chelsea, as Fabrice Hawkins reports, Man City have 10% sell-on clause as part of deal with Dortmund. Since then, we've had Chelsea's 35 million euro bid for Gittens has been rejected. Chelsea set to include add-ons as part of the negotiations with Dortmund. We have this from him. More on the Jamie Gittens deal. Chelsea are set to include add-ons as part of the negotiations with Borussia Dortmund. After €35 million proposal rejected, Chelsea will return with improved bid. Bino Gittens wants the move. And we get told here by Nizar Kinsella that Chelsea have agreed a 7-year contract with the winger, Jamie Gittens. They are now trying to reach a club-to-club agreement with Dortmund. So with the player, it's no problem. Much like any other player that I think we've been linked with, it's no problem. It's the clubs. And it's the money. It's as simple as that. I think Gittens gets done. Right? I think it gets done. Just like, actually, Fabrizio has said this here. Let me show you this. I think it's a matter of when now for Jamie Gittens. Chelsea are working on the add-ons with Dortmund. If there's only add-ons left, it's gonna come over the line. Now, when you look at Gittens coming to Chelsea, that's another one. You may ask, what do you mean? All right. Joe Shields. Before I had a hair. Joe Shields. Maresca. Palmer. Lavia. Delap, Gittens. Who's next? It's official, guys. We are getting the Man City under-23 squad back together again. Yeah, it's getting the gang back together again. That's what we're doing. We are Man City under-23 settings is what we're after here. Simple as that. Simple as that. Who's next? Morgan Rogers. You know, Trafford. The goalkeeper? I don't know. Who else was in that class of Man City's under-23 squad? That's what we're doing. Gittens, I think, is going to be joining the club. If it's just a matter of add-ons, that's going to be a piece of cake to finish, man. I reckon that deal gets done definitely within the next 24, 48 hours. I would expect by tomorrow, but tomorrow's Sunday. Teams normally work. In the transfer window, weekends don't exist, but you never know. By Monday. Yeah, by Monday, I reckon this gets done. And then I think he'll be registered in time for the Club World Cup. And then we'll see what goes on from there. So that's the situation with Gittens. That's looking more likely. Ekitike right now looks a way off. There's a £20 million £20 million gap between the valuations. That's a big gap. Yeah. So that's that. Gittens looking likely, despite the bid getting rejected. It's like I said earlier in video number 1. The first bid getting rejected is normal. It's standard. It always happens, right? This is business. It's a negotiation. Look, okay. One little business tip, right? This is something that I think is pretty basic, but in case you don't know, it's good to know. Never accept the first offer in anything. Never. Ever. And always, if you're the one that's trying to buy, go as low as possible to start off with. And if you're selling, go as high as possible to start off with. Standard. But you best believe, whichever way around it is, never say yes to the first offer. Never. So, bearing that in mind, nice little life lesson for everyone there. That's why I think this is the case. Every first offer will get rejected. This is why with Maignan I wasn't surprised. But we did lowball the hell out of it. Now, I'm going to come to that very, very shortly because we have an update. But let's talk about Sanchez real quick. So, Enzo Maresca no longer trusts Sancho, right? According to Daniel Longo, who is telling us about Maignan. This is the latest that he has brought today, saying Chelsea will launch a make-or-break offer for Maignan on Monday. Milan refused an offer this weekend because it didn't hit near £25 million. It's like I said earlier on, surely we're not that dumb. Surely we don't not come near to 25. Surely, man. It's a bargain. For this goalkeeper, this is a bargain. What are we doing? Well, Nizar Kinsella come out with something about this whole saga. He said, a deal for Maignan is now looking increasingly unlikely as AC Milan are not budging on their £25 million price tag. Patty has come out to say, not yet, calm, one more chance. This goes in hand with the bid that we know is going to be made on Monday. Fabrizio has said, time is running out for Maignan because from my understanding, Chelsea are not going to wait longer than 24 to 48 hours because they want him for the Club World Cup. It's up to Milan to accept Chelsea conditions or not. I give it a 45% chance as of tonight. Listen, I think this is all done in Chelsea's favour. This makes Chelsea look strong. We ain't moving. Yeah? You're the ones in need. Accept our terms. Done. If not, good luck. Because you're going to lose him on a free at some point. I think this is all threatening. And I think, you know, look, if you ask me which club is Fabrizio closer to, it's not AC Milan, it's Chelsea. So I'm honestly thinking that all of this, I don't want to use the word propaganda, right? Because this is an actual ongoing saga that we know is real. But this is, again, business. It's business. We know there is 48 hours left, not just for Maignan, but for all of these guys. If we want them for the Club World Cup, 48 hours. And maybe that's the bargaining chip that AC Milan are trying to use. Because they're going, listen, you know, you want him for the Club World Cup, well, we ain't moving. And this will go down to the wire. I think we're not going to hear about Maignan leaving or not up until the last minute on Monday. When it's actually, like, that's it, a decision has to be made. And I think Chelsea will pull the trigger. I think Chelsea will pull the trigger. I think push comes to shove. I think they'll be like, okay, look, here's 20 and some add-ons. Or 15 and some add-ons. Or something that comes near to 20, 25. Somewhere there, and AC Milan will go, okay, you know what, this is a bit too close for us to refuse. If we refuse this, we might not get anything in future. And then they'll say yes. I think that's probably going to be the compromise that ends up happening. I reckon give it till Monday. And Maignan will probably end up joining Chelsea Football Club. We'll see how this one goes. But right now, it's just a war. It's a bidding war. Simple as that. Between the two clubs, it's a war. Yeah. Well, war. I use it loosely, but you get what I mean. So that's that. That's the latest on Maignan. We'll wait and see what happens. But now you get the gist. You know, 3 players that we're going after here, and it's just not. It's all kind of frozen. You know, it's gonna cook up. I think in the next 24, 48 hours, we're gonna get big movements. I think we'll see. Now, talking about big movements, there's clubs making big movements. See, with this guy, it's the opposite. Clubs are making big movements, and the player is the one that's going, no, you know what? I'm gonna take my time on this, guys. Let me have a drink. Yeah, let me have a drink. I want to catch some sun. Yeah, I wanna dip into the pool. Yeah, I wanna go and eat a steak. Yeah, let me relax and let me think on this. And the clubs are like, listen, brother, hurry up. Yeah, we ain't got all day. Victor Osimhen's got all day. He's got all day. And I don't know why. And I'll tell you why. Here it is. I'll tell you why I don't know why. Here it is. Here's Ben Jacobs saying Al Hilal are ready to pay Victor Osimhen 75 million release clause. There is a verbal agreement now in place with Napoli. Osimhen has a scheduled medical, but is yet to answer Al Hilal. Understand Osimhen has now had 3 offers from Hilal, the last of which was made on Friday and is a final one. It's 40 million euros net plus bonuses a season. Galatasaray have made a competitive offer and Osimhen has European suitors. Hilal have made it clear he must answer before the Club World Cup and are expecting clarity within 24 hours. You see my point about never accept the first offer? Yeah, that. Look at Osmen. Yeah, if there's one guy here that I will tell you guys to take example from on a level, not copy him because that will be taking the mick, but never accept the first offer. This guy's just they're on the 3rd offer and he's still like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I'm gonna make you wait until you're desperate, and then you're just gonna give me what I want, and I'm just gonna laugh, and then you're gonna like it, and I'm gonna like it. That is what Victor Osimhen has done this whole window so far. Let me explain to you in basic numbers what is on the table right now for him. Yeah, watch this. Al Hilal are offering a 45 million euro per year salary to Victor Osimhen. That works out at over 850 grand a week in euros. 850,000 euros a week. That's about what? 800 800,000. I was going to say 800 quid. 800,000 pounds a week. 750 at minimum. This guy's still contemplating. This guy's still like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna think about this. Yeah? Let me relax. Brother, what are you relaxing for? If this was me, I'm already in Saudi training. I'm already training with the club. I've got the shirt on. It would have been done long ago, bruv. 850,000 euros a week. What is the holdup? This is insane. Insane. Yeah? Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Victor Osimhen, I think, has everyone on strings. Well, not everyone. Al Hilal and Galatasaray. But listen, I think he's the only one that has ever got a Saudi team to act desperate. I think he's the only one. Everyone else had everything laid out for him. It's like, yeah, no, Saudi have come in. Oh, man, that's big money. I accept. Osimhen's like, nah, more. More. It's not good enough. You know, you'd think he's on The Price is Right or something, or he's on some game show at this point. You know, maybe he's playing blackjack. Hit me. Nah, not enough. Hit me. Nah. I can do more. Hit me. That's what he's doing. Unreal. So that's the latest on Osimhen. Like I said, when you got these sort of numbers, I expect it to be done. Surely this guy is going to Al Hilal. Surely. Costs close to $1 million a week. We'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. Now, to end, let's end on a nice note. There's always one club we can rely on. At Chelsea, there's always one club. When we are in need and we have players and they're hitting a certain age or a certain time and we're like, you know what? It's time for you to go. There's always one club. Always one. That's always got their humble and loving doors open. So welcoming for all of us. Yeah, to come into their establishment and to go, hello again, we have more for you today. And they're like, oh, such great blessings have landed upon us. What have you brought with you today? And today we have brought this guy. Arsenal to sign Kepa Arrizabalaga from Chelsea. Deal in process of being finalised after 30-year-old Spanish goalkeeper agreed to join Arsenal and fight for place. £5 million release clause in Chelsea contract will need activating. We have brought to you the Kepa Arrizabalaga. And Arsenal have gone, oh, so how dear from your heart that looks. This is absolutely phenomenal. We welcome this gift with open arms. Thank you all so much for your generosity. And we are here. No, thank you. Thank you. Now, have you got the 5 million that we're going to take so we can be on our way, lads? That's it. Listen, when we need a retirement home for any player, the old people's home is always open. Arsenal Old People's Home FC. Always. Thank you. Yeah, they're so generous. You guys have so much room and so much goodwill, you know, and I've got to say, whenever we come to drop someone off, the tea and coffee is always amazing, yeah, and the cakes that are there are phenomenal as well. So really, really nice. Keep that up, Arsenal. Much appreciated. But we love the open doors and the open hearts and the open arms, and just may you continue to keep everything open, including your trophy cabinet. Keep that one open because, you know, it's never going to be closed. Just keep it open, you know, just in case. Amazing generosity. Phenomenal. Good luck to Kepa. Here's a word of advice to all the other 18 Premier League teams. Start shooting from distance when you play Arsenal. I didn't say anything. Don't know what you're talking about. I was just saying, thank you, Arsenal. Just thank you, Arsenal. Yeah, that's it. No, you know, you didn't hear anything else. Don't know what you're talking about. No, mate. No. Just Kepa's gone to Arsenal. We're getting 5 mil. Cheers. And that concludes the video. Start shooting from distance. See you a lot later. See you tomorrow. Actually, double upload. Make sure you're there. Much appreciated. We'll see what the latest is. And I'll see all of you then. Don't forget, shooting practice for everyone from distance. I'll see you tomorrow. In a bit. Take care and peace.